Good morning, students. Today we will start with our next topic, sequence and series. Okay, so the chapter name is having two words, sequence and series. So, what is the sequence? First of all, let us see that. Sequence means the collection of some objects, things, things, or elements, right? So that is called sequence. So when we have a certain collection of objects, things or elements in some order or some pattern, right? In some order or pattern, then that collection we call it as the sequence. Okay. Now in class 10 we people have done like arithmetic progression, AP we have done. And what is that? That is the special type of sequence only, because when the sequence follows a particular pattern, it becomes a progression, right? So this collection, that means the collection of objects, when it follows a particular pattern, follows a specific pattern, it becomes progression, right? And under progression we will learn here arithmetic progression and geometric progression. Arithmetic progression you people have done in class 10 also. Arithmetic progression, that means that progression or that sequence, so sequence with the specific pattern. And what pattern it will be? That the elements or the numbers, they will increase arithmetically. Okay, so if in the sequence the numbers, our real numbers, they increase arithmetically, then that progression will be called arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression is called AP. And here we will be discussing these two. And what is GP? GP is geometric progression. Geometric progression means when the numbers are increasing geometrically. Arithmetic means in either addition or subtraction. Geometrically means either by multiplying or dividing by a particular number. So if that kind of progression I am getting, that will be geometric progression. And first is the arithmetic. These two, AP and GP, these two progressions we will be discussing in this chapter one by one. Okay, and now one few simple definitions are there. If I have a sequence with definite number of elements, sequence with definite number of elements, that sequence will be called finite sequence, and otherwise it will be infinite sequence. Otherwise infinite sequence. Okay, so these are the two simple definitions under the chapter sequence, means in the beginning of this topic sequence. Clear? And even we can consider this sequence as the function also. So it can be regarded as the function, where what will be the domain? Domain will be the set of domain can be the set of natural numbers, it can be the set of integers, it can be the set of real numbers, or any subset of that part. Okay, so now we will move to our first exercise. So let us start with the first exercise. Before going to the first exercise, let us discuss one more thing, the second word of the chapter, series. Now what is the series? Okay, so if I have here, let the sequence, let us consider any sequence like A1, A2, A3 and so on. Let us say we have A1, A2, A3 up to so on n elements. So I am taking here n elements in the sequence. So there, this sequence I am taking finite sequence. And now if I just combine the elements of this sequence by the sign of addition, right, then A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus so on an. So when I just combine or associate the elements of the sequence by using the sign of addition, okay, then that sequence will become now series. So series is actually associated with the given sequence. If I know the sequence, I can convert it into series by just using the expression this. I will just associate, or I will just combine all the elements of the sequence and write down in this expression, and this expression will be called now series. Okay, so this will be our series. Now in the first exercise, we will be given any general formula like nth term formula. If I take here n terms are there, now what will be the first term, what will be the second term, third term, and so on. If I know the formula for nth term, then what I can do, I can just put the different values of n and I can get corresponding elements of the given sequence. So that thing we will be doing in the first exercise. So let us start with that. Okay, so exercise 9.1, the first is, it is given we have to write down the first 5 terms of the sequence where the nth term is given by this. Now this is the nth term, a n is given n into n plus 1. So if I have to write down the first 5 terms, that means I want to write a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. So how I will get a1? A1 means, in order to write down A1, in the nth term formula, I will just put the value of n as 1. Okay, so if I put n as 1 in the nth term formula, we will be getting our first term. Similarly, if I put n equals to 2 in the formula, I will get a2, and a2 is our second term, and so on. So let us put here n equals to 1. It will be 1 into 1 plus 2. So 2 plus 1, 3 it will be. Then a2 is 2 into 2 plus 2. So 4 into 2, 8. Then a3 we will have 3 into 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2, 5, and here we will get 15. And a4 will be 4 into 4 plus 2. 6 into 4, 24. And last term a5, it will be 5 into 5 plus 2, 7 into 5, 35. 35. So these will be our first 5 terms of the given sequence for which we are given the nth term formula. Similarly, we can do the second sum, third sum, fourth sum, and all the 6 sums. But let us do sum number 3 here. The third sum, nth term is given 2 raised to power n. Okay, nth term is given 2 raised to power n. This is the nth term formula. So wherever n is there, we will put just 1 to get the first term. So we will write down n is equals to 1. That means a1 I will get. So it will be 2 raised to power 1, that is 2. When I put n equals to 2, I am getting a2, and it will be 2 raised to power 2, that is 4. So if I put n equals to 3, I am getting a3. It will be 2 raised to power 3, that is 8. So here if I put n equals to 4, a4 will be 2 raised to power 4, it will be 16. And if I put n equals to 5, I am getting a5. It is 2 raised to power 5, that is 32. So these are the first 5 terms of this sequence where nth term is given by 2 raised to power n. Now if you notice in this sequence how the terms are increasing. The terms are increasing, first of all 2, then 4, then 8. So the next term we are getting just by multiplying the previous term by 2. So here the terms are increasing not arithmetically, means not by adding something but by multiplying something. So this is the simple example of a GP also, where we are getting the terms, or the terms are increasing geometrically. Okay, so this is our sum number 3. Similarly, you people can do sum number 4, 5 and 6. I am leaving these sums for you people. Okay, and the next we have sum number 7 to 10. We have to find the indicated terms in each of the sequence whose nth terms are given like this, right? So let us do 2 more sums from the next part. So sum number 7 is given here. It is an equals to 4n minus 3, and we have to find a17 minus a24. Okay, so 17th term we have to find, 24th term we have to find. Okay, not minus, I'm sorry, commas. So 17th and 24th term we will be finding. It means when I have to find A17, so wherever n is there, we will just put there 17. So our A17 will be 4 into 17. 4 into, just a minute. Yeah. 4 into 17 minus 3. So this will be equals to 68 minus 3, that is 65. Okay, and the 24th term will be A24. Okay, so 24th term will be 4 into 24 minus 3. So it will be 96 minus 3, which is equals to 93. So this is how sum number 7 we have done. Likewise, sum number 8, 9 and 10 also we will do. So we can do one more sum here, and I am selecting for that sum number 9. So let us do sum number 9 also, and then we will move to the next part, sum number 11 to 14. Here it is given, the nth term is given minus 1 raised to power n minus 1 into n raised to power 3, and we have to find the 9th term. So we will just put n equals to 9 in the general term formula. Okay, in the general term, or means general term means in the nth term. So A9 will be equals to minus 1 raised to power n minus 1 means 9 minus 1 into 9 raised to power 3. So it is minus 1 raised to power 8 into 9 raised to power 3, that will be calculated. So minus 1 power or even, so it will be positive. Okay, 9 raised to power 3 will be 81 into 9. Okay, so it will be 972. So 729 will be 9 raised to power 3. That will be our answer. Similarly, you people can do 8 and 10 as well. Now sum number, we have sum number 11 to 14 also, and there it is given, write the first 5 terms of each of the following sequence and write the corresponding series. So first of all, we will find the terms of the sequence, and then those terms we will use to write down the corresponding series. Okay, so let us do here first of all sum number 11. It is given A1 is 3. So what is given to us? A1 is given 3. An is given, means nth term is given 3 times an minus 1. So 3 into previous term. If nth term is this, so I have to multiply the previous term by 3. That is giving me the nth term plus 2. So here we have to add 2 also for all n greater than 1. This thing is specified for all n greater than 1. What does it mean? That means when n is more than 1, then we will use this formula, and when n is 1, already term is given. So A1 already is given, that is 3. Okay, so we will use this formula to write down the remaining 4 terms, and then we will just associate these terms to write down the corresponding series. So we will write down, so when n is equals to 2, right, we will have A2 equals to 3. A2 minus 1 will give us 1 plus 2. The value of A1 is given 3. So it will be 3 into 3 plus 2, that will be 11. Okay, so A3 will be now, means when n is equals to 3, A3 will be 3, A2 plus 2. So 3 into A2 is calculated 11, that we will substitute here plus 2. So it will be 35. Similarly, when we put n equals to 4, so it will be A4. It will be 3A. 4 minus 1, here it will become A3 plus 2. So 3 into A3 term is calculated 35 plus 2. So this is equals to 105 plus 2, that means 107. And the last term when n is 5, so A5, this will be equals to 3A4 plus 2. So that means 3 into 107 plus 2, which is equals to 321 plus 2, 323. Okay, so all the 5 terms we are having now. So we will write down, therefore corresponding sequence. What will be the corresponding sequence? It will be A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5, which is actually equals to 3 plus 11 plus 35 plus 107 plus 323. So this will be the corresponding series for the given sum number 11. Okay. Similarly, sum number 12 we can do, where the first term is given -1 and nth term formula is also given, and we can write down the remaining 4 terms and then the corresponding series also we can write down. Let us do the last sum of the exercise, sum number 14 then. So our sum number 14 is the Fibonacci sequence is defined as A1 and A2 both are 1. So the first term and the second term both are 1, and the nth term is given by an minus 1 plus an minus 2. That means nth term is the sum of previous two terms. It is written for all n greater than 2. That means this will be A3. So A3 I will get by doing A2 plus A1. Okay, so every nth term we will be getting by just adding previous two terms. After that we have to find an plus 1 upon an for n equals to 1, n equals to 2, 3, 4 and 5. So by putting different values here we will be just finding this ratio. Okay, so let us start. We will write down here separately. A1 is 1, A2 is also 1 and A3 will be equals to A1 plus A2. Why? Because an is given an minus 1 plus an minus 2, right? So formula we have in a place of n we have just put 3. So 3 minus 1 it will be 2, 3 minus 2 it will be 1. Either you write down A2 plus A1 or A1 plus A2, it's one and the same thing. So what is that? The value of A1 and A2 given, it is 1 plus 1, so it is 2. The value of A3 is 2, so that we are writing. So now A4 will be equals to A3 plus A2, previous two terms. Okay, A3 is calculated, A2 is already given 1, so this is 3. So the value of A4 will be 3. Okay, now we will calculate A5. A5 means A4 plus A3. Okay, so A5 will be equals to A4 is 3, A3 is 2, this is 5. So the value of A5 is 5. Okay, A5 is also calculated. Now we can calculate A6 also, because we have to find the ratio an plus 1 by n for n equals to 5. So if I put 5 here, I need A6 value. So let us calculate A6 also. So when I calculate A6, this will be A5 plus A4, means adding of sum of previous two terms. A5 is 5, A4 is 3, so this is 8. So the value of A6 is 8. All the values are calculated, and now here itself I am going to do the ratio. We will write down, therefore an plus 1 upon an. Okay, first of all, when n equals to 1, so here it will become A2 upon A1. A2 is 1, A1 is also 1, so it is 1. Second, when n is equals to 2, so it will be A3 divided by A2. The value of A3 is calculated 2, A2 is 1, so this is 2. Next, when n is equals to 3, so it will be A4 upon A3. A4 is calculated 3, A3 was 2, so it is 2 by 3. Next, when n is equals to 4, so then what we are getting? It will be A5 upon A4. The value of A5 is 5, A4 is 3. And the last, when we put n equals to 5, okay, so I am doing it this side. When I put n equals to 5, Okay, it will be a6 upon a5, and a6 is calculated, it is 8, a5 is 5, so this will be equals to 8 upon 5. So all the 5 ratios are calculated. Okay, and not 5, 4 ratios are calculated, right? And we have the terms also calculated depending upon the formula, nth term formula, that is the sum of two previous terms. So this is how we will be doing sum number 14. I hope you people can complete this exercise 9.1 easily. Okay, now we will start with our main topic, because this is just to it is the practice. If nth term is given, how can we write down the remaining terms, right? So let us start our topic, that is arithmetic progression. So we will start with arithmetic progression. Already you people have done this, so I will give you the small introduction again. Arithmetic progression means if I have any sequence, so a sequence like a1, a2, a3 up to so on an is or will be arithmetic progression, or I can also say arithmetic sequence. Okay, it can be arithmetic progression or it can be arithmetic sequence, like when if the nth term is given as, or n plus 1th term will be given as a n plus t. That means n plus 1th term I am getting by adding the nth term plus d, where n is a natural number. Okay, so here if I expand it further, so any sequence if I have a, then it is a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d up to so on, let us say a plus n minus 1d, and the next term it will be a plus nd and so on, then this is called arithmetic progression. Okay, where the next term we are always getting by adding a constant number, and that constant is d here. And what is d? D is the common difference. So here a is actually our first term, okay, and d is the common difference. So in the previous term, if I just add this common difference, I am getting the next term. So a and d are done. So a is the first term, d is the common difference. If I just take one simple example, I am saying here, if I start with a, I am taking as 3, and d if I start with 2, right? So the first term I will say 3, the second term I will get by adding 2 to the previous term, and the third time I will get by adding twice of 2 to the previous term, and so on. So it will be 3, the next will be 5, again I will add 2 to this, it will become 7, again add 2, it will become 9, then 11, then 13, and so on. So here if this type of sequence is given to me, I can easily understand, or I can easily guess it what kind of sequence it is. So 3, 5, 7, 9, so this is actually the sequence with the common difference 2, and the first term is here a. Okay, so here a few important results are there, or properties are there of AP. What are these properties? That if a constant is added to each term of the AP, then the new sequence that we are getting, that will also be AP, since the same number we will add throughout the sequence. If I say throughout this sequence I add 1, so this will become 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. Once again this is an AP only, and the common difference here again is 2 only, right? And we can even subtract the same number from each term, then also the new sequence will be AP. Okay, so even if we multiply every term of the sequence by the same number, then again the resulting sequence will be AP. If we divide by a non-zero constant, the same constant, again the resulting sequence will be AP only, right? So this is our AP, this is the beginning only. So here if I am writing the sequence like a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and so on. So this is our first term a1, this is our second term a2, This is our third term A3, and similarly fourth term A, this one. So in general, when I write down, I can say in general the nth term, if I have to write down, if you just notice A2, when I'm writing A2, here one time D is added, A3 2 is coming here, A4 3 times D is here, so AN will be A plus n minus 1 D. So this will be our formula for nth term. I can find any term of the given sequence, right, if I know the value of A and the value of D. So this will be our nth term formula. Even this is also called the last term formula. If I know how many terms are there in the sequence, okay, and I know the first term, I know the common difference, I can easily find the last term also, right? The next formula that we have is sum formula. How to find the sum of the AP? So the sum formula we have here, Sn is given by, it is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d, when I know the, when we know the first term A, the number of terms, that how many terms we have for which we are finding the sum n, and we know the common difference. The other formula also we have, it is Sn equals to n by 2, first term plus last term. So here if I know the first term and the last term, right, then directly we can use this formula to find the sum of the given sequence. Okay, so we will start.